little health and a little wealth and a lot of love.
And what you need to do is analyze your statements every single month, including your checking account, so you understand. And you just need to have a conversation with your significant other and your friends. Say, listen, guys, I want to get out of debt in the next year. I'm going to compromise a little bit of my fun. You know, when you talk about your fantasy leagues, how many fantasy leagues are in?
7.
And how much? What's the buy-in?
Minimum, I think, is 50.
50. Okay, that's not bad. But that's probably expense. Like, I know you love it, but maybe to get out on 2 or 3, you can put that money toward. I know. I saw your eyebrow. I saw it.
There are a couple that I don't need to be in, but I would say like 7 was a bunch. However, some of them, I mean, how much fantasy football do you play?
I don't play any.
Okay. Well,
but
okay. Yeah. But don't trivialize the things that I, enjoy and like, but
you can't.
But what I'm talking about, $50 to maybe make $1,200.
So Dave Ramsey, if you follow Dave Ramsey method, you should eat rice and beans until you're out of debt. Like, that's too aggressive for me.
No, I understand that. I listened to Dave Ramsey every day growing up. I haven't put into practice what he was doing, which is a problem.
Right.
Yeah. All I'm saying though is like the justification I was having for being in the fantasy league is I can get rid of some of them, but there's like a guillotine league that I'm in, which is interestingly fun. There's like 27 people in it. Like, you have people that basically you'll never hear of before trying to draft, and you don't know any. I lost you.
No, you're not lost. You lose.
I lost you, but I cannot do that. Yes, I can put
expense that you have. You need to figure out a way where you can reduce. That's my message to you. I'm giving you examples.
Yeah.
You're not loving the examples I'm giving you. But at the end of the day, like, you got to figure out, is being debt-free more important or fantasy football? Bananas more important?
Right. What I'm saying, though, is, like, that's an easy fix. The easy fix is, like, reduce some of the fantasy football leagues.
Yeah.
Or all of them,
That's your decision.
What I'm saying is, like, all of them, that stinks. That would really suck.
What sucks more, though?
Like, I don't know. My life is pretty daggum good, bro.
Not in the next year if you keep spending like you're doing.
Well, shoot, my foundation is built on a house of cards. But as you were mentioning, I can liquidate all these things and be debt free tomorrow. I can sell my house and pay off my debts and be free tomorrow.
Let's move on from that.
Do you think that would be a good idea?
I don't. This is the funner part of the conversation. I hit you with the bad. You're picking in what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
I'm not going to badger you, but this is what's up. Chase, you have 3% on your house. Don't sell that motherfucker. Don't.
No, I know.
And we didn't get into credit scores. Like, this episode is running really, really long, so I don't want to get into that today. But, Chase is somebody who helps his family, So you have $1,300. What's the market rent for your area?
$2,400.
Okay. You can make $1,000 on top. Okay. Why would you sell that?
To get out of debt. What is more important, being out of debt or having a 3% interest rate?
Well, there's different schools of thought, but if you're asking me,
Yeah.
I think that you should. So this is my plan for you.
No, like your reaction is the same reaction I was giving you, and you were giving me those types of things.
So this is the fun part, Jay. So let's put your plan together. I think you should take the rest of your HELOC. I think you should knock out your credit cards. I think you should cut up every single credit card you have. Don't use them. I think that you should put $11,000 into your checking account. I think that you should put $16,000 in the 3 month. And then the next step from there, you should go through and you should match your 401k. That's the second step. Does your employer offer employee stock plan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it discounted?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't looked at that. I didn't look at it. Apparently it's awesome, because when I was talking to the person that was telling me that I'm not matching, and they're like,
there, that's on the table. That's access. Dude, if it was me, okay. So that's something for you. But we're talking 6 months ahead here, right? So it's 6 months, and we're close, so we can check in on each other. After you match all that,
First off, you lost me. So you're saying take the HELOC that I have left,
yes,
knock out the credit card debt.
everything.
Okay,
You're paying $600 a month,
cool, awesome.
but you
All
gotta
those
stop
comes
using
down.
the credit cards though.
Yeah.
That's the deal.
So, however, what is the best? Yeah, well, I'm not agreeing to it yet. I'm not agreeing to it yet because my this is where it would really help me. How do I compartmentalize or at least focus in on what expenditures that are tied into the credit card that I can put into the checking account? Like, what's an easy way to do that? Because I don't even know what the fuck I have my credit card tied into, really.
So part of your homework is this: you every single month.
But if I just pay them off and then I look a month from now, I'm like, I have $1,200 in credit cards. Like, what the heck's going on?
And some of that residue, I call it credit residue, it's going to happen. So what you need to do is you need to go through, and you've already done this. You already given yourself the ulcer. Don't live the pain twice.
Yeah.
You've already done the work. So go through all your credit cards and then monitor everything. Cancel everything. Reduce your expenses. Like, dude, this is going to take you probably a full 8 to 10 hours. You're worth it. Take the 8 to 10 hours and be religious. Like, have sticky notes. However you want to do it. Do like check things like on notes, cross things out.
Maybe
Every single item and cross.
I will say the Chase checking account, out of all of the things I would have, has, because I've when I was doing my statements and looking at all my stuff, like there's a lot of tools on that website that are very intuitive and easy to use. I was like,
I can sponsored by Chase.
But what I'm saying is, like, they're like, here, set it up for bill pay, set it up for this, doing that, and like, and I know Wells Fargo does that as well too. But like, it'll tell me this type of stuff. I mean, I don't know, like.
But what are we not going to use?
A credit card.
Exactly, for anything
Mm-hmm.
except for the company purchases.
Yeah.
So we're not going to even use those.
I can very safely say that is a plan that I can go behind.
So I'm really trying to help you. So that's number one. I think you should look into your HELOC and use every bit of that. Unless you plan on using the credit cards more, then I say don't use it. But use the HELOC. This is 11%. We talked about it. It's a lot cheaper than credit cards. Pay off all your credit cards. Do not use the credit cards, even for company expenses. If you use the HELOC, just use your checking account. Save for the emergency fund first, 3 months, which is $16,000. Do that first. Do minimum payments.
I'm lost. You lost me.
Okay. So off camera, we'll go through this more.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna write it down.
As soon as you start saying percentages and dollars, I'm like,
I'll write it down.
my eyes glass over.
I know it is, and we are having some drinks. We're doing it big here.
You don't even need drinks. I just, like, it is unfortunately something that you've been on a boat before, right? So most of the times it's smooth sailing. Everything is nice. It's good. It's good. Then when things get uneasy, you're like, whoa, and you shut down. You're like, holy crap. But that's what happens when we start talking about finances, that I don't feel comfortable. Like, I don't know what's going on. So my brain just kind of like, and I'm lost. Yeah. So I want to tell you that. I want to tell you that before you start talking, because then I'm not registering anything.
I understand. Off camera, I'm gonna go through this in greater detail with you.
Solid.
Yeah. So that's my plan for you. And then you tack the high interest debt, which is your credit cards.
But I've already taken care of them with the HELOC.
Yes. After you save for your emergency fund.
I thought you just said use the HELOC to take care of the credit cards.
Yes, both. We'll talk about it off camera.
Deal. Okay.
Sorry. And then after you get your high, so it's 3 months emergency fund. That's number one. That's step number one. Got a credit card, step number one for you. Okay. Step number two is 401k match. Once you get the yeah. And then step number three is the employee stock, discounted. That's sexy, by the way. My company doesn't even offer that. Just saying. We'll talk about it. Step number three, high interest debt. I know. I'm not going to lose you. It's all here. All right. And then from there, then you do 6 month emergency fund. And then we start getting more. I don't want to overwhelm you. So let's talk about your house. Mm-hmm. Should Chase sell his house to clear out his debt? Absolutely not.
Okay.
So that's an asset that will continue to appreciate. I've been there. If you can rent it out for market value, and this is where you have to have a hard line with your situation. Do you want to tell the folks your situation, or do you want to keep that private? Totally up to you.
I mean, it's nothing super crazy. My father rents out a room for me. He has a very good deal.
Yeah. Does he pay every month and all that?
Yeah, he pays every month.
Yeah.
I mean,
What does he pay for rent just for opening that door?
$700 a month.
Okay. He is making a good deal. So okay. So you are having some income. And by the way, do you have an LLC?
I do not.
Okay. All right. We're going to change that. So that's another thing on the plan I want to put for you. Do an LLC. Put your asset into an LLC. And then
So the house into the LLC.
absolutely.
Sell it for $1.
Well, there's a lot of pros and cons, and we're running about 2 hours on this episode here. We're going to talk about this because it's important off camera, but there's pros and cons. And what I know about having an LLC in your house versus not, if it's a primary residence, you can take advantage of 100% tax gains. So exactly. So there's some things that you're going to compromise on. And so I don't think Savannah market is tapped. I think you should hold the asset at 3%. 100%. You should hold the asset at 3%, rent it out. You make $1,000. There's your two. You have two income streams. Two income
Yeah.
streams. Sexy, right?
Sounds great.
That's how you build wealth.
With a little help and a little wealth and a lot of love. That's the life that we live. Suits and scrubs.